What time is it? War time! What time is it? War time! Who's the king? What time is it? War time! Who's the king? Hold on!
Yeah. This the Noah's Ark, we building and building, the flood coming, but they will not listen. Exceeding great army, they worry about sinning. Shout out to Bishop and Deacons. Hold tight, keep your mind on the mission. Placing saints, just hoping and wishing, waiting on our redemption. Hey, we just waiting on our redemption.
While I wait on my redemption, I wanna play my position. Water boy, Lord willing. Fourth quarter, gotta kill it.
What's up with you, bro? What's your name? Waleed. My name's Shakanaya, bro. Now what we doing, we teaching the people the truth about our true history and our true identity. And everything that happened to us that has been prophesied in the Bible. As you can see on this sign right here, what they call us today when you fill out an application. When you fill out an application, when they ask for your ethnicity or your race, what would you put on the application? Black, right? Okay. They've been calling us that ever since they brought us over here on these slave ships. Okay? Black is the same color as your shorts. You know what I'm saying? That's a color. Exactly. So that ain't got nothing to do with our nationality. They ain't got nothing to do with what race of people we descend from. They just label us as them names when we came over here on them slave ships. Afro-American, Negroes, and colors, and etc. But you can look on this sign right here, bro. Come take a look real quick. Can you see this right here? What it says besides American blacks? What they say? Judah. Okay, so really you are actually from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
If you were so-called African American or American black. Okay? And the reason why we say that is because these curses that the young man was going over has happened to us. You understand? All right, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 37 real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Because the thing is, everything that happened to us has been prophesied in the Bible. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, and a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
He said we'll become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. A byword is being called anything outside of your natural nationality given name. You understand? By you being called an African American, right? Them two names right there is named, give me Psalms 49:11. They are named after two white men. The Africa is named after a Roman general named Leo Scipio Africanus. And America is named after Americus Vespucci. Them two white men. How can they give us a nationality named after two white men? You understand? Because they named their lands after their own. Read it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
You see that? You say they call their lands after their own names. You understand? But as you can see, go back to Deuteronomy 28, read verse 37 again, then we're going to jump to 32. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
All right, now read verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Okay, so our sons and daughters were given to another people. All right? They were sold into another slave plantation. Keep reading.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
See, now, if we didn't have no military might or economic might to get our children back, well, they were sold to another slave plantation that was being named as that property. Right. You understand? What's your last name?
Martin.
Martin? Your last name Martin, right? Okay, so how did you get that last name? Okay, damn. So, go to Isaiah 66, you know what I want? 65:15. Isaiah 65:15. Read that for me real quick. Because the thing is, this is why. Exactly. Now the thing is, we're clarifying out of the Bible who we truly is and why we in these conditions and the solutions of us getting out of these conditions. We supposed to be the greatest people on this planet Earth, but we fail from our high moral standards. God gave us these high moral standards, which is keeping these commandments. We supposed to rule this planet Earth by abiding by the instructions God gave us. You understand? Read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
You shall leave your name for a what?
For a curse.
You shall leave your name for a what?
For a curse unto my chosen. For the Lord God shall slay thee. And call his servants by another name.
That's why we got the last name Martin. That's why we got the last name Miller. Because we really supposed to be the children of Israel. That's who you descend from, of the tribe of Judah. Give me Isaiah 44 and 5 real quick. Because this is very important, bro. You got to know who you is, what's your true history. In order for you to get out of the conditions that you in. So you can help your people that's in these societies. You can help your people that's in the ghettos and the slums, bro. You finna roll? Okay, hey, check that information out, bro. It's very important. We got an address on the back and a website as well. Okay. What you doing today? Okay, you cut hair for a living. Now, do you know what today is? Okay, today is God's Sabbath day. The 7th day of the week. We don't pose to work. We don't pose to eat. we're supposed to cook. We can eat. We don't supposed to cook and all that. Because this is the Lord's rest day. You understand? We're supposed to congregate. Supposed to come together. But you could do that 6 days a week. You can't do that on the Lord's Sabbath day. That's why we in these conditions we in now, bro.
That's right.
Hey, check out that information, bro. Okay, the thing is, read verse Deuteronomy 28:47 real quick. Listen to this real quick, bro. That's what's wrong with our people right now. Cause the thing about it is, we understand our conditions and what we have to do. Okay. Read 68.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Said we will bring us to Egypt again with ships. Okay? We are in captivity right now. Egypt means bondage. Give me Exodus 22 real quick. Egypt means bondage. Every word has a meaning. You understand, bro? The reason why we in these conditions, because we strayed away from God's instruction that he gave us. Right. We wanted to do what we want to do, what we feel, what we can do. You know what I'm saying? That's why we in these conditions. Read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Go back. Now, read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into bondage again with what?
With ships.
On cargo slave ships. We was their cargo when they brought us over here. Read, keep reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We will see our homeland no more again, which is Jerusalem. Okay? Now, did you know that was in the Bible, though? You knew that was in the Bible. So why we in these conditions?
Real quick, you said you a barber, right? You cut hair for a living. Okay, I know a lot of barbers make their money on service, right? Okay, but I'm gonna give you another commandment. And okay, the scripture say be circumspect. Don't get put out. You know what I'm saying? We understand, but you gotta start making your appointments on different days. You gotta be like, look, man, God sent us to slavery on ships for breaking the Sabbath. So I'm gonna try my best to get you in on another day of the week. Give me Leviticus 21 and 5. This is a commandment you can keep immediately, though. You see, you got a bald head, right? You made baldness on your head, right? Listen to this. Read that Leviticus 21 and 5. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So as a barber, that's a commandment. You should not make baldness, huh? No. Okay, yeah. If and according to the scriptures, you forehead bald, that's clean. That's declaring clean. But if you make it bald, That's sin. It's already a law about that. Read that again. Blasphemy is when you hear what God said do and don't do it. That's blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. Another word for blasphemy is a vain lie. So now, is this a lie? So is God is a lie right here when he said that? We ain't speaking religion. This God law. No, this is not religion. God didn't give us religion. Listen, Islam ain't your God. Right. Islam is Ishmael God. You ain't no Ishmaelite. You just came up here and understood that your father is American black. Right. God, Islam is the God of Ishmael. Right. You ain't no Arab. Right. You ain't no Arab, bruh. Here you go, Austin. Here you go. Time for our people to wake up. Right. They reject the laws of God. Right. Talking about, well, Islam teach that. We don't care what Islam teach. You God chosen people and he gonna keep jacking you up. That's right. Now you gonna be in sin and you make baldness on your head. Read. Go ahead.
Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 47. Right. Cause this what's wrong. That's what's wrong with our people out here. The thing is, we come out here to show you in the Bible that you are God's chosen people. Right. That the reason why we in these conditions, the reason why we constantly getting gunned down in the streets, the reason why we in the ghettos, the reason why our children is constantly getting locked up on a day-to-day basis is because we are not keeping the commandments of God. That's right. And we got to come back to keeping the commandments of God. Right. But our people are so hard-headed and rebellious, want to do what you want to do, then you want to cry, why is this happening to me, God, when God jack your ass up? Yes, right. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Because we serve not God with joyfulness and gladness of heart with what?
For the abundance of all things.
For what?
For the abundance of all things.
Because we are not serving God for the abundance of all things. Because all things supposed to belong to us. Right. God provides everything for us. Right. Read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. To clarify what is it all things represent. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above what?
Above all nations of the earth.
Above what?
Above all nations of the earth.
That is your rightful place on this planet Earth. That's right. When you come back to serving God by keeping his commandments and statutes, you're supposed to be the righteous rulers of all these other nations.
That's right.
That's where you're supposed to be at. But go back to verse 47. Because we do not want to come back and serve God, the one true God of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because we want to rebel and want to do what we want to do, want to break God's Sabbath day, want to dress all undefiled. These are things that's happening to us. Keep reading.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 47. Verse 48. 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
We serving what?
Thine enemies.
Now we serving our enemies. The same ones that had us in slavery. We are serving them to this day. We work for their corporations. We the ones that pay their taxes. We the ones that pay their rent. We the ones that constantly keeping this society up off of our backs to this day. But y'all want to celebrate Juneteenth. We ain't been emancipated from slavery. We've been emancipated from our true heritage. Being the true rulers of this planet Earth. Keep reading.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What did the enemy do to us?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Until we're mentally destroyed as a nation of people. That's what happened on the so-called Juneteenth. We've been emancipated from our heritage. We weren't emancipated from slavery. Give me Hosea 4:6. We was emancipated from our heritage. This is the knowledge that we were destroyed from. This is what we were destroyed from. We wasn't free from slavery. We was emancipated from our true heritage, from the true knowledge of God. That's when they took the irons and yokes off our neck. When we no longer knew that we was the Israelites. When we no longer knew that where we came from was Jerusalem. When we no longer knew who our true God was. When we no longer knew that Christ was a black man according to the Bible. Read that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
That's where we destroyed from, the knowledge of God. Keep reading.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
We have forgotten the laws of God. That is the knowledge we've been destroyed from. We forgot our true heritage. Give me Jeremiah. We forgot our true heritage. Because this is the knowledge that God gave us. God gave us the true knowledge and understanding of how to conduct ourselves, how to be civil to one another, how to act moral, to have high moral standards. God gave us these laws. But what we do? We reject and turn our back against God. So God had turned our back against us. 17:4. Jeremiah 17:4. You got it? Read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
That's why you think you're an African American. That's why you think you colored. That's why you think you're a Negro. That's why you think you black. But black is a color in the Bible. But really you are the true children of Israel according to the Bible. Keep reading.
From thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
We serving our enemies. We're destroyed from our true heritage. Now we're serving our enemies. Keep reading.
In the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
We shall burn forever.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.